Hi, legends. Whew. What is happening here with the price of Bitcoin? Extremely choppy, up and down, not really finding direction, okay? Potentially busy with a very complex corrective structure. And if it's busy with the WXY corrective structure, they get very complex, very difficult to trade. And often you just have to wait them out and let price show you which way it wants to go. But from a technical perspective, we can still go and determine the high rejection areas from a resistance perspective and also the high probable bouncing areas if price falls here to the downside. Today was not an easy trading day, but I did manage to jump into a profitable trade today, got stopped out twice. Okay, as technical traders, we don't always get it right. So this morning with the Legends Pro community, we thought we're making a simple ABC correction. I got stopped out once, I got stopped out twice, and then on my third attempt, I made some profits, and now I'm done, right? Now I'm done. I'm waiting for my high confidence areas to hit before I make another trading decision. Let's make sense of this mess, because are we potentially getting a fake pump here to the upside, which doesn't really look convincing here at the moment? Okay, legends, this is just a clean little chart over here, and I'm just staring at the candles, okay? And we will very quickly make sense of what is going on here. Smash up the like on your way in. Also, remember, down in the description of the video, let me just pause this. Down in the description of this video, when you select more, ooh, what happened? Yeah, I don't know. I clicked on the link there for Instagram. Okay, under exchanges, I've got Bluffin. Okay, no KYC option at the moment. One of my favorite exchanges that I still currently do with my larger portfolio. One of my large portfolios, I still got Weeks with that 0.04% take a fee. Still one of the exchanges with the lowest fees. That's a no KYC option here at the moment. And they also have that Halloween competition that you can register for and go and trade. Okay, quite a cool little picture that they've got over there. And Bybit for the World Series of Trading, I think there's still 8 days left, if I'm not mistaken. And 𝗞𝗍, okay, unfortunately, a KYC option. Right, I just want to close something here on my side. But basically, in a nutshell, legends, these are the exchanges that I use. And by using the links down in the description to sign up to one of these exchanges, you not only support the channel, okay, you also qualify for the biggest sign-up bonuses and lowest fees. Right, let's get into the action. I just want to see what CVD is doing over here. During this entire range here, I can just immense bullish CVD building up. Okay, you can see between those pivots. Right, maybe it will help if I use the right line over here. Between these two pivots, CVD was absolutely just crashing here to the downside on all exchanges, okay? The USDT pair, the USD pair on Bybit, all the other exchanges combined, we just formed some crazy bullish CVD against those two pivots. And then, the target is the high, but we have not claimed the target just as yet. So does this mean momentum will continue to the upside? We will go and analyze that in a second. But also we had some insane bully CVD building up against these pivots, okay? And then price, okay? For those of you, the Legends Pro community will know, okay, what it means when you have bully CVD building up and you claim the low. It increases the probabilities for a successful SFP. This was the successful trade that I took today, okay? I literally entered over there because I saw the wick, right? Didn't claim the lows, but I wasn't really paying attention to this low over here, okay? I was paying attention to this low based on CVD, and I knew that if price is going to jump down and get acceptance back above, right, based on bully CVDs, there's a high chance of claiming this high. And this was the successful trade that I jumped in today. And I was in, I'm out, I took my profits, I'm happy. I took profits by the highs and I got in over here with great risk management, moved my stop loss to break even as soon as price moved in my favor. Right, now the question is, will momentum continue to the upside? Let me say hi to the beautiful community over here. 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍, and legends. Guys, smash the like. Yes, smash the like for the alpha over here. And Ajil, hello. Amit, like. I see I'm long from 59K. 59, 59. Oh, yes. So, I mean, you've been inside along for a very, very long time. Okay, 59K. Holy crap. Okay, well, what a beautiful entry. Yeah, at 59K. Even further down, right? Over here, 59K. Well done. Really well done. I do think, okay, if you have a plan, you know exactly where to take profits, right? I would have definitely paid myself by the one-to-one extension. That's just me from I mean, if I had a beautiful entry like this at $59,000, because I really enjoyed, oh, just some alarms going off. Because I really enjoy trading with fib extensions, when you take a fib from the low to the high to this low, and where we got rejected by the 1.618, you know, if I was in this trade, I would have taken majority of my profits over here and maybe leave some open for higher levels. But I mean, you need to have your own trading plan, and perhaps you're speculating on $100,000 without claiming this low, right? Definitely a possibility. Okay. Right, legends, and I mean that is exactly I've been talking about this level for so long. Okay, when you take a fib extension, got rejected at the 1.618, so there is a high chance of getting a deeper correction to the downside. Okay, and it's not to say that it is going to take the low. It could be a healthy impulse, a three-wave corrective structure, and then the continuation continues here to the upside. So definitely, you know, if you're in a swing long, speculating on the bull market to start here without taking this low, right? You need to have some guts. Okay, I wanted to say something else, but let me not say that. You need to have some guts. I am personally not a swing trader. Um, and spot bags is not swing trading. Okay, I don't particularly like swing trading, but sometimes a scalp trade turns into a swing trade that I will hold on to for a couple of days until my TP gets hit. But boy, oh boy, you need patience, right? You need patience for this. You really need patience. Okay. Anyways, legends, my trading style, I'm a day trader. I get in, I get out, scrape my profits, done my trade for the day. And if I can aim for 1 or 2 or even 3% profits per day on my portfolio, I'm very happy, because that adds up. Okay. By the end of the month, you're sitting with 10, 30 or 50% profits from your portfolio perspective. And I'm more than happy with that. Okay. I don't overtrade. I used to, but not anymore. Right. So, legends, now that we are looking at the structure here, okay, taking a fib from the low to the high, if we are going to make a deeper correction here to the downside, I would at least expect, okay, the 0.382 to be hit. Okay, if this is a bullish structure here to the upside and we're going to make a three-wave corrective structure, I would ideally, as a minimum target, want the 382 to be hit. And at the moment, we're dancing around here by the 0.382 or 0.236. Sorry, let me just get my language correct over here, which is a very rare bouncing zone, okay, just to continue momentum to the upside. Very rare, okay. It does happen, but it's very low probability. Okay, I can never say that it won't happen. It's just very low probability to get a bounce where we are right now to go to much higher levels and go and claim $75,000, $80,000, right? You would expect at least a deeper correction to a minimum target of the 0.382. Ideally, yeah, by the 0.618, because I do like this confluence area over here. And I think I did spend a lot of time yesterday explaining why this level is so beautiful and how much confluence, okay, where the planets just align here by the 0.618 level. If you haven't checked yesterday's live stream, I go into detail, okay, how important this level is for this structure to remain bullish, okay, where we could potentially from this area over here at $62,000 get an epic bounce to the upside. But at a minimum, I want to see $65,000 500 hit. Okay, thanks for sharing the love. 100%. Yes, I see all the hundreds percents and all the hearts going crazy over here. Thanks. We're breaking the trend from the highs at 69.5. Right, we can go check that out in a moment. Cool, legends. Also, I mean, if I switch on some levels of confluence, weekly levels, monthly levels, not really something from a monthly perspective, but I mean, in a nutshell, in summary, what I wanted to highlight is the level with the most amount of confluence that could potentially be front run, okay, is the 0.618. We have the point of control of the entire range since February, March this year. There's a major point of control where the most amount of volume was traded for the last 8 months. Right here. We have the 0.618, we have a daily level, and we have a weekly level. You can see when I switch on them separately, there's the daily, okay, and there's the weekly level at exactly the same level. Okay, so quite a high confluence area over here. We just don't know how deep this correction is going to go. And looking at the structure over here, this looks corrective. I'll be honest with you guys. This dump to the downside looks impulsive, and whatever mess is happening here at the moment does look corrective. I mean, I'm here to be proven wrong from a technical perspective, okay, but I do have levels of confluence that I'm watching for potential rejection. If we do get the pump to the upside, you form that lower high for continuation to the downside, where you then form a three-wave structure to the downside, okay. I will go and point out which areas I'm looking for potential rejection in the zone, and if we do fall here to the downside, which areas do I see as a high bouncing area? Okay. I am discussing this entire structure over here, okay? But as a day trader, I don't care about catching the top and shorting all the way to the bottom, okay? It's not my style of trading. My style of trading is if I catch the top over here, which I actually caught over there, right? I take profits on the way down. When we start hitting resistance and we SFP from the lows over here, that's where I close my position. Because I'm a day trader, I get in, I get out, I close my position, and I look for the next trading setup. Every day there's a new trading setup. If not at least one trading setup, sometimes two. Some days, nothing. You sit on your hands because price action is too confusing, and then you wait for the next trading setup. But gone are the days where I stay awake throughout the night and just trade like a crazy maniac because I think there's FOMO. I'm going to miss the move. I'm going to catch that entry or the high or the low. Gone are those days. Okay, I've noticed the less you trade, okay, the higher probable trades you enter, you can make way more money than staying up the whole night just trading like a crazy maniac, being tired, and then yeah, that's usually when you start making mistakes. Okay, cool, legends. Now that I've discussed this over here, you can also pull a fib from this low to the high. This is where things now become interesting to me because, oh, I really like, okay, this pivot. I really like that pivot for potential bounce. And, okay, we'll just have to see how price is going to react at the 50% fib level. But now you guys can see, if I take this fib out the way, right, you can see we are being supported by the 0.382, taking a fib from this low to the high. We are currently bouncing here on the 0.382. Usually after an impulse, when you tap a major fib level for the first time, you do get a reaction like we're getting at the moment. So I would expect that if price breaks down and it taps the 50%, most likely you are going to get a reaction. But it's not to say that you can just do this. You could potentially get a bounce and continuation to the downside, where you're still just creating lower highs until you get that stop where price starts turning around with some nice bullish CVD, hopefully building up between this pivot and as price is falling to the downside. You want to see some bullish CVD to confirm that you can come claim the highs once again. Which I actually want to check now at the moment. Do we have bullish CVD against this pivot at the moment? Let's go check this out. Let me go clean up the chart over here, go onto the 15-minute time frame. Just for interest sake, I actually have not checked the higher time frame CVD just as yet. Okay, let's check it out together over here. Okay, so it's this pivot. Oops, wrong tool. let's take the straight line. It's this pivot against where price is at the moment. So if I go on blue, no bullish CVD. It needs to be a lower low on CVD. Okay. On white, nothing. On yellow, nothing. So there is absolute, at the moment, there is absolutely no bullish CVD against this pivot. Okay. Which tells me that the correction could potentially continue here to the downside. We do have bullish CVD. Okay, let's see where we do have bullish CVD. We had CVD, bullish CVD against this pivot, which we now claimed. Okay, as price was falling here to the downside. We already had bullish CVD against these two pivots. I can see it over here. Against these two pivots, we had bullish CVD. The target was the high, and we claimed it. Okay, we had some bullish CVD there on blue, but not a lot. Okay, so from a CVD perspective, it doesn't actually look promising. Purely looking at CVD, it looks like price still needs to go down, okay, before we will form some larger time frame bullish CVD. It just does not look so promising. Let's see how this plays out. Cool, legends. Now, I mean, this is now the juicy part. Okay, let's focus on what on earth is happening inside of this structure. Okay, let's go and figure that out. I'm just going to leave the FIB there because we might just need it. Let's go here onto the 10-minute time frame and zoom into the structure. Switch on some analysis. Okay. Purely from a trend line perspective, okay, we have multiple 15-minute or 10-minute candle closes above the trend, which tells me that we could still find upwards momentum to at least come and claim these highs. Okay, let's call it a round number. At $68,000, I do think that we could potentially get a rejection to the downside at $68,000, where you basically, you pump up here, you claim the liquidity above, and you swing failure from the highs. Okay, and you're also retesting this trend that you've lost. Okay, just to show everyone where I get this trend, it's basically the trend connecting these highs. Okay, so we have lost trend. We've already retested it, but you can retest this trend multiple times before you find a deeper correction to the downside. But I do like the 68 zone because it's also the dead cat bounce. Okay, ETH breaking out. It's basically following suit what Bitcoin is doing here at the moment. Right, so I just want to go back here on the 15-minute time frame, which is one of my favorite time frames. Okay. The fact that we have closed multiple body candles above the trend does tell me, okay, that there's a high chance to come and claim this high and even these highs over here. Okay, there's a chance. Bitcoin has a chance. I just want to see CVD here on the smaller time frame. I did see some local bearish CVD starting to build up, which is now... It has played out. Okay, the bearish CVD has played out more locally. So we could potentially get the continuation here to the upside. Right, to at least come and claim these highs. Now I want to see, well, do we have confluence with these highs? Is this a rejection zone where potentially Bitcoin finds its way up here, it retests the trend, it grabs the liquidity, gets acceptance back below, and then bam, we fall to the downside. Definitely a possibility. Okay, I also just want to have a look at liquidity. This is where, you know, I start doing my analysis, looking at everything over here, and I can see that, oh, we also have nice liquidity at $68,000, 200. Let's just call it a round number. At $68,000, 200, which is basically here where I've just highlighted. We have a liquidity pool and we have these highs over here. I will also take a FIB from the high to the low. Okay, this is now how I'm starting to build my trading plan. Okay, I'm looking for areas of confluence to potentially play a short to the downside, and I will enter the short with good risk management depending on what price action I see when a price hits that level. So I'm now building a trading plan. I've already entered a long over here. Okay, I've already entered along. That was my day trade. I took profits by the highs. I did get stopped out twice in other two trades, but I mean, I kept my losses to the minimum and my winnings to the maximum. So I still have profits in the bag, even though I got stopped out twice. Once was at break even and once was with a little bit of a loss. Okay, so now we're building confluence to say that, well, if price continues here to the upside, where can I potentially be looking for a short? So the level that we have over there in confluence with this diagonal trend and that liquidity is the 50% fib level. Okay, so I will treat the 50% fib level as a swing failure line. That's typically what I like to do when I play shorts here to the downside. I will treat this line as an SFP line so that if price pumps here to the upside and it gets acceptance back below, I mean, this is very advanced trading and it's also referred to as a very aggressive trade. Okay, I will enter with my stop above the high. When price moves in my favor, I protect position. Someone asked me today, Devil, what do you mean by protecting position? It basically means that, let me zoom in over here. Okay, let's play this out. And there are different styles of trading, and I'm not saying one is better than the other. This is just my style of trading. If price finds continuation here to the upside, okay, and it pierces through the 50% and it gets acceptance back below, right? That is usually where I will enter. And I don't always get it perfect. Sometimes I catch it a little bit late. So let's say my entry is over there. And then and my stop loss goes above, right? That's why I have to see the retracement to know where to put my stop loss. I do not, okay? I do not have a limit order over here and add to my position as price is pumping to the upside, thinking that hopefully it will turn around and then it keeps on pumping to the upside and it liquidates your account. That's not how I trade. I take the knock on the chin. So let's go again. If price finds the continuation here to the upside, it pierces through, okay? Maybe it even taps this line over here. It gets acceptance back below, okay? I will enter and I will put my stop loss above the highs. My style of trading, okay, this is just my style of trading. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it because there are many ways to do it, and I'll go through the other scenario as well. When price gets acceptance back below, I immediately protect my position. Because I'm a persistent trader, I do not mind getting stopped out with no loss. If price comes back up, and this is why some traders don't like this method, because often what happens is price comes down, it wicks you out, and then you have the drop where you have that double top. Okay, I re-enter again with my stop loss, and if price moves in my favor, I protect my position. I do not mind getting stopped out multiple times before price moves in my favor because at least I get stopped out with no loss, okay? And it's my style of trading. That is how I like to trade. So meaning protecting position basically means you put your stop loss on top of your entry price so that when you get stopped out, you don't take a knock. Maybe you'll just pay a little bit of fees. Okay, that is what I mean by protecting position. So if your entry is over there, I move my stop loss on top of my entry so that when I get stopped out, I don't take a loss. So that question get asked today, and I'm hoping that I've answered that question. Then there's the other way of playing it is price finds a bumpy action here to the upside. It gets acceptance back below. Same thing. Some traders, okay, will give their stop loss a little bit of room. They'll put their stop loss over there. $100, $150, okay, so that if you get those double tops or you get that wicky action, okay, it doesn't stop you out, right? And I'm not saying that this is a wrong way of trading and mine is the right way of trading. I don't like doing this because I never know, okay, and maybe this is something that I need to learn as a trader. I never know how far is far enough for your stop loss. And then often what used to happen to me is that I put my stop loss over here, okay, price does this, it stops me out, it gets acceptance back below, and then it continues to the downside. Now I've taken that massive knock on my account. Remember, trading is about protecting your cash. I don't want to take knocks like that. It's not how I trade personally. Okay. So the cons is, okay, you potentially get stopped out with a bigger loss. The pros is price moves in your favor without stopping you out, and you don't have to keep on re-entering the trade. So the method that I use, the con of my method is you have to be persistent and you have to keep on re-entering, even if you get stopped out multiple times. Okay, so it's all just a game of pros and cons, and you need to figure out which way works the best for you. Hope that makes sense. Which time frame candle do you use? Which time frame candles do you use? I prefer the 15-minute. I spend most of my time on the 15-minute time frame, and also depending on which trading strategy I'm using. If I'm using breakout strategy, I jump between the 15-minute and 1 hour, to see those body candle closes above. So the beauty about jumping for me between the 15-minute and 1 hour is that I can also see on the 1 hour we have a body candle close above the trend, which for now is bullish. And this just looked like a beautiful retest. It left a week behind, and it could potentially continue momentum here to the upside. So the smaller the time frame, it can really get you confused as a trader. So on the 1 hour time frame, this looks extremely bullish. Well, let me not use the word extreme, okay, because it's not extremely bullish. It looks bullish to at least come and claim the highs. Okay, let me just put it at that. If price closes below the trend, so if this body 1 hour candle that's developing at the moment closes below the trend, okay, then it increases probabilities of coming to take the lows. So for now, the probabilities are in the bull's favor. Okay. Depending on how price action develops over here. So depending on which strategy I use, I will switch and look at different time frames. So if I'm playing the break of trend, I will jump between 15-minute and 1 hour time frame. When I do swing failure patterns, I will sometimes go on to the 5-minute time frame. Okay, just to nail those, to sniper those entries a little bit better. Okay. Right, so let's see how this plays out. What is CVD doing? Very neutral at the moment. At least it's not bearish, okay? But it's also not bullish yet at the moment. We did have some insane, we actually do have some insane bullish CVD between these two pivots, okay? Can you guys see this? Some insane bullish CVD on blue between these two pivots, of which the target is the high. So let's see if this plays out. Okay, right. Cool, legends. So now we've identified a level, and I've explained to you guys what I mean by protecting position. Okay, I will go through the comments in a moment, and I know I do see some altcoin requests here as well. Okay, I will take altcoin requests towards the end of the stream, and then also any trading questions that you guys might have. I will try my best to go through as many as I can and answer them. Right. Can you do TA Doge weekly? Right. I will get to that in a second. Okay, so legends, the next area of confluence that I see is if it's not going to be the highs, okay, the 50%, and it decides to smash through here, no weakness, it doesn't dip below, it just smashes here to the upside, the 0.618. Okay, there's a lot going on at the 0.618. We have the previous day value area high. So when I go onto the 1 hour time frame, I like to use the session volume profile on the 1 hour time frame. So I go to my session volume profile, and I'll explain to everyone that if you don't know what the session volume profile is, it basically shows you every single day, okay, where the value area high, the value area low, and the point of control is for that day, every day. Okay, it shows you where it is. And usually from a day trading perspective, it's usually the previous day's value area range that I'm very interested in. So I can see yesterday's value area range. Here's the value area high, and I already have the level marked out. Previous day value area high at the 0.618. Like perfect confluence over there. So that's when a level becomes a little bit more powerful, is when you have areas of confluence, okay, with a Fibonacci level, for example. So if we smash through these highs, I'll be looking for a short. in this zone, 0.618. Okay, I think there's also, if I take all the scribble out, take the session volume profile out just to clean it up a little bit, if I draw a fixed range profile for this entire range that we've been in, this mini range, okay, ooh, beautiful, another area of confluence. So for all the price action that was traded over here, okay, we also have the value area high of the range. So I will treat this as an SFP, okay? Maybe price smashes through, it gets acceptance back below, okay? I will attempt a short. We have a nice little consolidation area over there that can provide resistance. I really like it. So that is the next level. And I mean, by all means, if price decides to explode here to the upside, okay, nice little deep retracement, the 786 all the way up here is what I want to see as the maximum target, okay? The maximum bullish or bearish target is the 786 in confluence with a daily level. Right, so I will definitely treat this daily level as a swing failure. Okay, and the reason I say we can go as high as the 786 is because when I go back onto the 15-minute time frame, just clean up the chart a little bit over here, take the brushes out. Okay, I can unfortunately count 5 waves to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count a 5-wave structure. And where now this becomes dangerous is depending which way the 5-wave structure is going, it can continue momentum in that direction. So for bullish continuation, you want to see a 5-wave structure to the upside. The problem now is when we reject it here by the 1.618, the level that I've been talking about for so long, we now formed a 5-wave structure to the downside. And what does that mean? It usually means that any move away, once you've finished your 5th wave here to the downside, any move away is potentially a corrective structure, which is correcting this structure. So you have impulses, correction, impulses back to the downside. And if this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, you've often heard me talk about that the second wave has a maximum target of the 786. That's why I'm saying there is a potential to come back this high, okay, make everyone extremely bullish, and you fail miserably and you smack back down in a 3rd impulsive wave to the downside, which is more bearish than this impulsive wave. Okay, so, and this is the problem that I see now, unfortunately, legends. I mean, for me, it's easy, okay? I just trade the momentum to the up and to the downside. I don't care as a day trader because I can long and I can short, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, whatever is happening over here is a very complex corrective structure because at first I thought that maybe this is an A wave, okay? The formation of a bigger A wave where we have a contracting diagonal and then it just got invalidated because the timing didn't, I mean, you want a correction that is similar in timing. So if I take a time fib, and I know I'm going very, very technical over here, legends. I do try and keep some of my trading strategies, like the D-line strategy, very, very simple. Okay, and I will go through that in a moment as well. But, you know, just for the fun of it, okay, if that is the start of the impulse to the downside, and this is the end of the impulse, you click your time fib, and this is where things becomes interesting, is that you usually want to see a one-to-one relationship between your impulse and your correction. And anything after the 0.382 is considered okay. And this is why I have the 0.382 in red. Okay, it's a very minimum target, not preferred. By the 0.618, which is my orange line over here, it's okay. Okay, it's better. You do get corrective structures that will only correct up until the orange line. The best corrective structure is the 1-to-1 over here, where you have a 1-to-1, okay, impulse correction. From a timing perspective, it balances out, and then you have continuation to the downside. So we still have time up until 2:45 in the morning Central European time. Basically, is that tonight? Yes, that's tonight. Well, that's this morning. Okay, so if, once again, I'm going to miss out on this trade because, I mean, I told you guys yesterday, all right, I told you guys yesterday that I was looking for this. Do you guys remember? Yesterday during my live stream, I said I would like to see a sweep of the lows. And I would specifically more like to see an SFP from these lows. That's how I ended my live stream yesterday. And I said, guys, if we were trading over here somewhere. Just before I went to bed in this zone after my live stream. And then price, while I was sleeping, dipped below, got acceptance back above. That is the trade that I wanted to be in. Okay, missed it. Missed this trade, and I missed the short on top of here because it looks like all the exciting price action is playing out while I'm sleeping. So now, again, it looks like the exciting price action is going to play out while I'm sleeping. Okay, 1-to-1 extension is going to happen this morning when I climb into bed. Right. If it is going to respect the 1-to-1, because it's already in safe territory. The correction can be done at any moment now because it's at least past the red line. Okay, this is why I have it in red, orange, and green, meaning not okay, okay, much better, and it can even go to the 2 extension, which is fine as well, but not so common. Okay, cool. So can take this out the way. The problem with this structure over here is that it's very confusing at the moment. It looks like a complex WXY corrective structure where you potentially are forming, okay, ABC, ABC, ABC. You can do another ABC. You can just have multitudes of ABCs, which will then form a WXY, and then you continue momentum in the to the downside. Okay, corrective structures in Elliott Wave theory can be extremely complex and they are not easy to trade. Okay, sometimes when I don't know what is happening and what price action is showing me, I just sit on my hands, okay, and I wait for price action to show me the way. Right, so now, legends, from a simplicity perspective, you have a trend. We are currently trading above the trend. If you're attempting a long over here because we broke trend, okay, and this is potentially only a retest, okay, the risk to reward is not that pretty because even if you're targeting the 618 over here, okay, and your stop has to go below the low, that's where your stop has to go, okay, and that's only if we are going to hit the 0.618 because the structure looks so bearish, okay, you do have at least a risk of reward of 2. So for every $100 that you're risking, you're potentially going to make $200. But now the problem is you can also reject here by the 50% fib level that I've just highlighted. That doesn't make the risk to reward worth it. So if you want to attempt the trade, that's what I sometimes do, and the risk to reward doesn't make it worth it, I just play with way less capital. Okay, so for now, from a simplicity perspective, we are trading above the trend. Okay, unless we get acceptance back below, then we increase the probabilities of coming to claim the low, and then those levels that I've identified to the downside. Okay, so it still has a chance. This is potentially a beautiful retest, okay? Most probably the best entry that you're going to get over here, as long as it's grinding here against the trend and not getting acceptance back below. This is most likely or probably the best entry that you're going to get. But I must be honest with you guys that the risk reward does not look great, okay? So if I'm not in this trade, I'm not planning to enter this trade over here. Okay, if I had to enter this trade, I would be aggressive with profit taking to the upside because I know a lot of breakout traders are watching this trend and they are planning to do this. Okay, so with a little bit of experience, we can now see that, well, this looks impulsive and this looks corrective. So you have a high chance of not coming to claim the highs. So if this trade plays out and you pay yourself over here, okay, you're at least going to make money from this trade if it plays out, okay? And then you get stopped out and at least you made some profits, where most breakout traders are aiming for the highs, which might not come. So it's going, they're getting, celebrating, yeah, I'm in the profits, great, oh, this is just a normal pullback. And it just continues to fall to the downside, stops them out with a loss, because now you're creating a lower high. And this is basically your corrective structure and continuation to the downside. Okay, so this, for me, from a longing perspective, is not an easy range, okay, to speculate on claiming the highs. But it's all just a game of probabilities. Yes, you and Andy both need to start sleeping during the day. Yes, legends. I mean, this was an epic trade, okay? For me, this was an absolute epic trade that I missed. I was waiting for this one. And then I went to bed, and when I woke up and I saw this, I was just like, crap, for heaven's sake, right? I was really upset when I saw that. Anyways, it is what it is. Cool, legends. Okay, so I mean, I've explained this in a lot of detail. Let's go through some comments over here. I have explained the shorting areas that I'm watching. I do just want to highlight, okay, what if, right? Please don't say that I didn't say this, right? There is a possibility, what if you go and you claim the highs and you go to higher levels. From a technical perspective, I would be very surprised, but I know the market is here to surprise us, especially if you have 5 waves to the downside. It would be very strange to go and claim the high. It would be really, technically, it would be very strange. And this is why I'm identifying areas of confluence for potential shorts here to the downside. But if it does happen, I did highlight yesterday during my stream which areas I will be watching for rejection to the upside. Okay. And from a simplicity perspective, let's just switch on the weekly point of control. Okay. So we do have the value area high of March or Feb, the entire consolidation that we've been in since we've been inside of this corrective structure. Okay, I would definitely be keeping an eye here on $69,700 and a little bit further up, $71,000 for potential rejection to the downside. Okay, and then to the downside is, this is where things become interesting. Okay, that is where things become interesting. Is we have this pivot, which looks nice. It really looks nice, this pivot over here. Okay. I have actually spoken about it also together with the Fibonacci from the low to the high. This pivot is at the 0.618. This area really looks juicy. Okay, where you grab the liquidity below the low, and you get a potential bounce here to the upside. But I think you're most likely going to get a bounce at each level. The question is it a bounce for continuation and you can play the bounces, or is it going to be the bounce, okay, that takes us to higher levels to come and claim the high once again? From a day trading perspective, I'm very aggressive with profit taking, okay? If I get a bounce here by the 50% and I start tapping the underbelly resistance over here, I take profits. I'm out. I don't care if price shoots up. It's not the type of trader that I am. I get in, I get out with profits. That is day trading, okay? You don't care whether you're going to claim the high or not. So, I mean, $65,800 and $64,900 is the two levels that I'll be watching. But the most juicy one is this one over here, okay? And then a little bit further down, I mean, if we just make lower highs, and we fall here to the downside, is that level that I've spoken about yesterday extensively during my live stream, is this area over here. Point of control of March, daily level, weekly level. I mean, the tick boxes just goes on and on and on and on. Right. Take the brushes out. Let's go through some comments. Just want to see. Let's go through some comments. I don't like that we're trading below the trend at the moment. Don't like it. Don't like it. And this is why I shared with you guys that I'm not a fan of longing over here because of how confusing the price action is. Okay, so you see the acceptance back above the trend. It looks bullish. Now you're getting a candle back below. What is going on? It's a no. For me, it's a no trading zone. I don't like it. Okay, this to me was a beautiful trade because you grab the lows, you get acceptance back above. I know where to put my stop loss. I know where to take profits. trade done in the bag. Now it's for me too confusing to attempt a trade where price is at the moment. Okay, unless we have some insane bullish CVD building up between specific pivots. No bullish CVD against this pivot as yet. Okay. No bully CVD. Right. Let's go through some comments. What is your FIB zone settings? Setting, please. Oh, there's not really. You mean my time FIB settings? That is my settings. Okay, so you can take a screenshot and go and change it. You can play with the colors. The only thing I wish this thing had is to make the font bigger. Okay, you can position your font to the middle and the center and stuff like that, but you can't make it bigger or smaller. You guys can see how small the font is. You struggle to read it, especially, you know, with me presenting to you guys, like it's very small. You can't make it bigger. With these ones, I can make it bigger. You can go into the setting and I can change the font size, but I can't do it on that one. So, I mean, but yeah, there was my settings. You can go and rewind and take a screenshot. And if you want to copy my settings. There's a lot of levels in there that you don't need. I've got the most important ones over here. Okay. Right. More comments. Mr. Crypto Big Brains, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you being here. 30 minutes inverse head and shoulders, maybe. Yes, I do see it. Okay. I do see it. Okay. I can just imagine all the breakout traders seeing this at the moment. Inverse head and shoulders. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Okay. And you just, you know, you measure your move, and that's potentially the breakout. Which still takes you into the rejection zone that I've just spoken about. But I'm not convinced that it's, I mean, I could be wrong, legends. I can definitely be wrong. I'm not convinced that price is going to do this from where it is here at the moment. I'm not convinced. And if it does happen, I will be pleasantly surprised and say, I did not see that coming. But now I'm looking at the next trading scenario. Once we've broken the highs, I'm going to say, okay, now I'm going to look for trend line breakouts, because as you can see over here on DOT, I'm tracking the trend. If my alarm goes off, I'll make a trading decision. So if Bitcoin decides to climb here to the upside unexpectedly, I can take a DOT trade. I can take a ETH trade. I can take a Theta trade. I can take Big Time has run away from me. I spoke about Big Time this morning as it was falling here to the downside. And I told the legends, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. And now it has pumped 13, almost 14% here to the upside. Okay. Nonetheless, right? Some you lose, some you miss out on, and hopefully you win most of them. It's bearish, boss. Yes, MA, I agree. It looks really bearish. Okay, price is struggling here at the moment. And although we had insane bullish CVD inside of this structure, price is struggling to break to the upside. It's just consolidating here sideways at the moment. And it does kind of look like a bear flag. You know, if I had to give it a name, it does look bear flaggy to me over here, right? It does look bear flaggy. And what I do know from flags, bull flags, bear flags, what I do know from those little flags is that they often have fake outs in the wrong direction, and then price smacks in the right direction. Okay, so it's the fake out that I think could potentially give us that epic short opportunity to the downside. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, 30 minutes. I've gone, bro, you're a hidden gem of a TA YouTuber. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Oliver. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm the best technical trader. I have seen insane technical traders like Andy, some other people as well. I try my best, okay? But because I'm a technical trader, I trade from technical levels. It's not because I feel like it, or I feel bullish, therefore I long today, or I feel bearish, therefore I short today. No, I can be a bull and a bear in the same day, depending on what price reaction I get at my levels. And if my levels doesn't get hit, no trade, okay? It's as simple as that. Can we look at some memes? And ETH. Okay, we can look at some ETH. right? So I'm basically tracking this momentum, and it feels like I keep on adjusting my trend because my trend was, yeah, we had some fake outs. And usually when I see fake outs like this above a trend, it means the trend is not finished forming. So now I've adjusted my trend. So that is now my new trend over there. So what I'm waiting for on ETH is a potential breakout, or it's just going to smack back down here to the downside. So on the larger time frame on ETH, okay, this is what's not looking too great at the moment. It looks like it has a little bit of a flag going on here. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, it looks like it has a flag. And yesterday during my live stream, I said, guys, we need to stay above. We need to stay above for ETH to still have a chance to shoot here to the upside. Okay, and now ETH is trading back below. This is what's concerning to me. So you see this trend. Okay, let me mark it out. If I zoom here onto the 15-minute time frame, this is what I don't like. We are currently trading beneath. Okay, so it does kind of look bearish here at the moment. You wanted ETH to hold over here and potentially get the breakout for continuation. But now we're trading beneath the trend, which tells me that even if you get a successful breakout over here, you increase the probabilities of having a fake out. So maybe it breaks out. It also rejects like Bitcoin by the 618 and it smacks back down. So if I attempt the breakout over here on ETH, I will be aggressive with profit takings on the way up because you can make the lower high to the downside. Okay. Right. I did go through theta, tracking the momentum, dot, still tracking the momentum. I actually entered a dot trade today, got stopped out. It is what it is, right? You don't win them all, but as long as you get stopped out with as little as possible, and when you win with more, right? The winning trades makes up the losses plus more. And I've also adjusted my trend on dot because this morning it did look like it was breaking out. Okay, this is where I had the fake out. Dot looked like it was breaking out. And then it tapped the 0.382 and it just went bang to the downside. Okay, now tells me the trend is not finished forming. So now I'm waiting for this breakout. Okay, so there's the analysis on ETH. You are a great teacher. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Smash up the like for the alpha and for the education, right? And also remember, if you'd like to come and trade with me, the exchanges that I use are down in the description where you qualify for the biggest sign-up bonuses and lowest trading fees. Bluffin, still one of my favorites that I do a lot of trading on. Weeks I'm testing out, like I've explained to you guys. But what I do like about Weeks at the moment is I had a chat with the team today. And, just to ask them for some confidence in trading with the exchange with a larger amount of money. And they told me that if you get liquidated because your stop loss or whatever didn't kick in and the mistake is on their side, they will refund our community. I was like, well, that's what I want to hear, because I know that some of the other exchanges here, okay, if you have a stop loss in place and you trade and your stop loss doesn't get triggered and the mistake is on the exchange's side, they will refund you that cash, because I mean, it's all trackable. They have the data available in their side. And Weeks told me the exact same thing today. So really enjoying what the Weeks team is telling me at the moment. Right, so here's the exchanges. If you'd like to come and join our Legends Discord community, where myself and Andy provides daily technical analysis, we have the free version and the Legends Pro version. And remember, in the free version on Friday morning, I'm going to ask some questions inside the free section, the chat section, where the live stream will be about you. So any question, any altcoin, a chart that you would like to share with me, you can go and share it there in the free chat section. And Friday's live stream will be about everything that you have asked me, any coin that you would like me to have a look at. I don't always have time to look at everyone's altcoin requests during this stream. So go and sign up to the free version. And let me show you guys, if I just drag it across, where is my Discord over here? Okay, here's Discord. Right, when you sign up to the free version, you'll have your chat, you'll get some nice research on a daily basis, all the stuff research. You'll get a Bitcoin section, trading questions, and I'll most likely ask inside the trading Q&A. I'll just ask for you guys to, whatever you want me to do the live stream on Friday, you just post your questions inside here. A chart, a meme coin, anything, a trading question, a psychology question, anything you want. I'm going to come ask you on Friday morning, and then the live stream will be around all of the questions that you guys ask inside here. Okay. Right. What is happening? I mean, this is so choppy, so choppy. It's just, it's not for me, okay? And I know there's potentially traders that love this because this is a range. You long the bottoms, you short the tops. You long the bottoms, you short the tops. And as long as price is doing this, the range traders are making insane amount of gains up and down until there's no more range. And we leave the range either to the upside or to the downside. So it's just not my trading style, the range that we are in at the moment. Okay, where did my comments go? Right, true, possible long to 0.865. The like button looks very bearish. Smash the like, legends. Yes, smash up the like. How many likes do we have? How many likes do we have? Okay, let me just refresh this. 123 people watching, 70 likes. Ah, man, we can do better than that. Yes, the like button is as bearish as Bitcoin here at the moment. Terrible, terrible. Okay, it has some bearish divergence going on. Speaking of which, just want to see something. Not convinced. Okay, cool. What else? Great educational content, crypto, blockchain. Thank you so much. Hi, thanks for sharing your knowledge. What do you think about Filecoin? I'm a big fan of Filecoin. I do have a spot bag of Filecoin. I actually did discuss Filecoin yesterday. Mr. 𝗖𝗿𝗆𝗽𝗍, where are you? Mr. 𝗖𝗿𝗍𝗍𝗍, right? One of my favorites. I do have a nice little spot bag of Filecoin. Filecoin and Arweave, I think that's what it's called, is the two, what do you call it? Where you save your information, you save your data, okay? Storage coins. They are the two storage coins. It's just not a beautiful day trading coin, okay? I'll be honest. Filecoin is not a pretty day trading coin, okay? I mean, look at that scam week here to the upside, right? But I mean, this is the momentum that you want to track for potential breakout to the upside. But I mean, on the larger time frame, it does look bullish. Okay, I have a lot of scribble going on, yeah? But just quickly to show everyone, okay, from a spot bag perspective and from a long-term perspective, this is why I am bullish on Filecoin. Let me just take all the scribble out here, okay? You have broken out from a long down sloping, okay, bullish pennant. Contracting is a bullish pennant, okay? You've made lower low, lower low, lower low, lower highs. You guys get the deal. And now you have a change in market structure and you have broken out, okay? So as long as we keep this home line, momentum can continue here to the upside, and maybe it's going to consolidate and oh, it's so boring, it's not doing anything, and then all of a sudden it does this and it leaves everyone behind. So for me, this is a great place to add to my spot bags. I can only tell you guys what I am doing, okay? This for me is a great place to add to my spot bags, anticipating for us to at least come and claim, well, at least to come and claim the highs potentially at $11, $12, can even go higher. I just want to check something here on the daily time frame. Take all this scribble out. Okay. You guys can see that I have applied some Elliott Wave theory to Filecoin. Just want to, I think I did delete the FIPS by mistake. From this low. Okay. ABC. This is why I have a X, W, X, Y. ABC flat in Y. Okay, so this could definitely be the end of the corrective structure. Filecoin has a very complex, and now you guys can see for yourself how complex corrective structures can be. Okay, it has a W, X, Y. Okay, and inside of W, you have an A, B, C. Inside of X, you have an A, B, C. inside of Y, you have an A, B, C. So definitely a possibility for the low to be in here at $2.9. Okay, and we could potentially start creating impulses back to the upside where the corrective structure is now complete. That is why I like Filecoin. And I have a spot bag. I like the fundamentals around it as well. Please do your own research. No financial advice. Okay, Bitcoin is not playing ball, right? If you attempted along over here, it doesn't look great. I mean, it can still recover and go and punch to the upside, but it's just very confusing. I just came now. 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽 breaking down. Yes, we are. What coin is that? That was Filecoin. Trade on Bluffin. Yes, Crypto Big Brains. Trade on Bluffin. Okay, they have proof of reserves. Very trustworthy exchange. I like trading on Bluffin. And I actually did a trade today on Bluffin very successfully. So quite happy with that. And right. What else? Time-based FIBs. How do you use time-based FIBs? Very good question. The basics of it, and maybe ask this question again in Friday's live stream, where I will, gear the live stream more towards what you guys are asking. But in simple terms, okay, I'm not going to use the chart for that. When you have momentum to the upside and you have a correction, okay, and you take your time fib, there's a relationship between the correction and the impulse. So you start your time fib from the start of the impulse to the end of the impulse, which is over there. You click it. Okay, so you click it at the start, you click it at the end, and you click it again to leave it there. And usually what you would like to see, okay, just some basic education, is that your impulse and your correction should have a one-to-one relationship. So you now basically measuring how long did it take the correction compared to the impulse. Okay, and this is why I have the 0.382 in red. The minimum time target, how long the correction can take, must finish at least after the 0.382, which is considered the minimum target. So if you have a correction that finishes over here and it starts pumping, it's most probably still part of the correction and it's going to form a lower high and continue to the downside. When your correction ends after the 382, then there's a higher probability that you could continue the pump. Okay, so minimum target is at the 382. A good target is at the 0.618. A preferred target is at the one-to-one extension, where you basically want to see your impulse and your correction, okay, in perfect balance with each other. And this is where time fibs come into play. That's the basics of it. Okay, so we can take this out the way. Right, 𝗬𝗍𝘆𝗽 breaking down. Are we breaking down? Are we breaking down? Are we breaking down? Okay. I don't know if we're going to get a successful SFP from the lows once again. I just want to see something here. You guys know how much I love the 0.618. But if I take a fib extension from the low to the high, I reverse it. Okay. Now this is where things becomes interesting to the downside. If price falls to the downside and it claims these lows, okay, I will be keeping an eye on the 1.236 and the 1.382. Because that could potentially be a B flat target, where what if this is a B flat here to the downside, it bounces in the box and it gets acceptance back above. Definitely a possibility. But like all of you know, the more juicy level is the 1.618. Okay, this is where we got rejection at the 1.618. Now we have another 1.618 down here. And if I'm not mistaken, this 1.618 also has confluence with a larger fib level. So when I take a fib from this low, okay, this is where the planet starts aligning. From this low to the high, okay, so we do have, can you guys see this? We have a 50% fib level together with perfect crystal perfect alignment with the 1.618. So I will treat this level as an SFP line. And I'm not saying price is going to do this. All I'm saying is you could most likely get a bounce at least, okay? Because I play the bounces. Maybe you dip below the level, you get acceptance back above. I will enter with my stop loss if I'm not sleeping, okay? Protect my position when price moves in my favor, and then I will take profits as soon as we start hitting these lows, because now you've lost the level. Okay. And when you come back up, you're facing resistance again. That's usually where I take majority of my profits, because yes, price can break back out, flip it into support and continue. Maybe that's where you leave 10 or 20% of the position open to run, but it could also miserably fail where, oh greatness, we got the bounce at the 1.618. We are doing this. And then it doesn't happen. It rejects, finds resistance. I like to say it retests the scene of the crime. It's lost the scene of the crime. It retests the scene of the crime, and it continues to the downside. But as a trader, I can make money from that movement. So it's I know it's very technical, but as a technical trader, those are the levels that I trade. Thank you, sir. R. Pink, you most welcome. Odin, welcome to the live stream. Hi all. Message deleted. What are you guys saying over here? Mr. 72 Virgins, what's happening here? I just come now. What coin is that? Okay, cool. Right, legends, thank you so much for joining the live stream. Please smash up the like for the YouTube algorithm. Remember, all of the exchanges that I use is down in the description, where you qualify for the lowest fees and biggest sign-up bonuses. Unfortunately, I've run out of time. I will catch you guys again in the next one. And until then, just for now.